全くお前にはがっかりしたで。もうちょっとやるかと思ったのによ。
Hey, what's up guys? Here for some more Dragon Ball Dokkan content, and we have an update from the homie Goresh. So if you have not seen him, definitely go straight to his Twitter so you can get the info. He also made a couple YouTube videos talking about this stuff. Get it straight from him for sure. I assume you have already because I am definitely late to this. But yeah, this is courtesy of him. So this is the new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Dokkan Fest coming out. So this is what he looks like. And then we get his translation today. Now, always keep in mind translations are loose. There is wiggle room for things to change. Usually the numbers are going to stay the same because as you can see here, we see the numbers. The numbers stay the same. It's usually just like the other little differences that can occur in here. And it's usually not too big of a difference. Goresh is very, very good at what he does here. So we have leader skill of Great Ape Power, Ki +3, HP attack and defense 170. So this appears to be a new category being introduced. It looks, so when we see Great Ape, it looks like they're introducing Super Saiyan 4s, but they're including another type of unit to be added to it, just because if it's only Super Saiyan 4s, it's extremely limited. Actually, before I even get a look at this guy, when we look at, because they're going to fit into the Shadow Dragon Saga, just because that's where Super Saiyan 4s come from, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't run them with them because they have the same name, so you really only have 2. 3. He has a different... Yeah, he has a different name, but, I mean, he's still not that good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't run him. And then your SSRs. So you actually can't even make a full team. So it doesn't matter. So that doesn't work, right? Now they could make that work with Dragon Ball Heroes, because they can introduce a plethora of Super Saiyan 4s and different combinations and combo cards. So that's like a totally different topic, but just as the game is right now, you can't do much with just Super Saiyan 4. So we add Great Ape Power. And when they do something like this, and I feel like they do take a look at the roster, that's where they decide what this category lead will be. So Ki +3, HP attack and defense 170. When you have a flat 170, that is a good indicator that it's introducing units to the category that are not just blowing it out of the water. And I think that is where we're landing. Where is it? So it looks like we're kind of introducing people that transform into Great Ape, and as the game is made, units that transform into Great Ape are in this giant form category lead. So like Tapion doesn't count, he doesn't count, this Bardock does. So these units, right, that are changing into Great Ape seem to fit the category of Great Ape Power. Makes where is it? Makes total sense. Great Ape Power, and then we introduce units that go Great Ape, Giant Ape, Great Ape, Giant Ape. Pretty interchangeable, it seems. Seems fair. So we get some decent units that can do that. So people that can go Great Ape, this Bardock, LR Baby, Tora, No, yes, Vegeta. Can this Goku? I think he does. Yeah, Giant Ape. Yep, he transforms. Pretty much anyone that has a tail that can go into Great Ape counts. He can. Can she? I think so. She does. Right, but these are all pretty low tiered units, right? And that's it, we're done. We're into SSRs. I mean, Borgos, this Goku, right? Yeah, this Goku as well. And he should count as well. Giant Ape Cumber, yeah. So, and this Raditz, I believe, too. So we're at really, not the best. Yeah, he changes as well. I mean, he shares the same Super Baby 2? No. Super Baby 2, yeah. So, yeah, they share the same name, so you can run them both. So we don't have, like, this amazing stacked, you know, class of units here. So that makes sense to give them the 170 lead. But I do think this could be a very strong team, especially on a full 170 lead, if we do go into Heroes, or I should say when we go into Heroes, and the introduction of a bunch of new units like Xeno, Super Saiyan 4, Goku and Vegeta, Xeno, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who can switch into Vegeta, things like that, vice versa, where it's Vegeta switches into Goku, however they want to do it. A lot of units that can get introduced there. So that's something that has a lot of potential to become very powerful. Then we have Shadow Dragon Saga, Key +3, 150 flat. So I think they could have really just said fuck it, and they could have just went 170, or they could have done, maybe not full 170, they could have done HP and defense 170. I think that would have been very fair to give the attack 130, so at least has a trade-off. But you know, all they did was replace this guy, and that's also fair. He's terrible. You know, you're not running him. Most people that even have him wouldn't run him. You'd run Oceanus anyway, because she is a 120 lead, so you're only sacrificing 30% and you're dropping him, which is fair because he's terrible. So to sacrifice 30% for the team just to not have him as a liability is fine. So I would say that's a good thing to replace him and not have to use him anymore. We get to his super attack. We're getting Big Bang Kamehameha, which greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage. Passive, Shadow Dragon Crushing Power, attack and defense 200%. Gain an additional Key +4, attack and defense 40%. So the way these commas work, it can indicate sometimes that it's going to be a separate boost. And the way that it's worded, it doesn't. Let me finish the whole sentence first. Gain additional Key +4, attack and defense 40%, and attacks effective against all types for 8 turns from the first appearance. So the way this is worded, I believe this will be separate. He will have attack and defense 200%, then contingent on the first 8 turns, he will get an additional attack and defense 40% on top of this. So this will calculate in the game, then you'll have this on top of that. So it should be more than attack and defense 40%. I can be wrong, you know, I'm not a Dokkan mathematician, but I believe that's how that works. The semicolons or the commas here, that's what separates the passive to tell whether or not it's going to. Oh, someone actually. So the 40% from the active. Oh, he's talking about just the active. This person thinks the same thing. The 40% attack he gets from his passive will also calculate separately. So I do think so too. I think that's how it's going to work. That's for. And he'll be super effective against all types for 8 turns. From the first time he appears, which is nice, because if he's not on the first rotation, you don't lose a turn. So that's nice. Little consideration for the RNG that they give you. High chance of attacks effective against all types starting from the 9th turn. So, based on this first passive part here, he's great. He is amazing in short term. But then after that initial 8 turns, he's still great, right? He still has attack and defense 200%, but that's it. This all drops off. Then we get into the second part. High chance should be 50% chance of attacks effective against all types starting from the 9th turn from first appearance. He loses his Key +4 and 40% attack and defense at the 9th turn, and now he will just have a high chance of being super effective. Still fine, right? He doesn't, I mean, the way it's viewed, right, 200% is massive, and he's gonna mostly be on a 170 lead or a 150 lead, so it's fine. And then if you go into fusions, the other big team he'd be on, again, you're looking at the 170 lead from the LR 3-year Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Angel Vegeta. Both of them are Angel. Or you'll have the fusions 150 flat from like the LR STR Gogeta from the 5th year. So 200%, very, very okay. He does lose his Ki plus 4 and his attack and defense 40%, and guaranteed effective against all types. But that's, I think, going to be fine. Like, it's not going to make it where you can't use him in longer events, because he still has 200% attack and defense, which is massive, and then he has a high chance to be super effective against all types, which will happen, you know, pretty frequently. This is actually going to calculate from turn. So if you have it, this chance here is going to calculate as the turn starts. So let's say, for instance, you might be thinking, oh, should I do more additionals? Because then it doesn't work that way. If he's going to be super effective against all types from the 9th turn, it will either happen at the start of turn or it will not happen. So if he attacked the 2nd time in that 9th turn, it won't recalculate to give you that chance. That's something to keep in mind. And then he has a high chance to evade enemy super attacks and counter. He has a high chance to evade only enemy super attacks and counter. He won't have a chance to evade normal attacks. So that's good because we keep that in check. That is also going to be 50% chance. So they are changing this. I remember seeing this, that they're changing this high chance, because this doesn't make sense. This high chance of 70% isn't how that works. This is a, I think, a miswrite. This is supposed to be a great chance. Great is higher than high in this game. That is going to get changed. This should be a 50, so on this guy, he should be 50% chance to dodge. So they did decrease that from 70, which is, I mean, I guess it's going to be fine when you look at the whole picture. This guy is 120 attack only, no defense. And then he can decrease attack and defense from the enemy superclass just from appearing, which is also nice. But when you're comparing, I think that is a nice ability. It's, you know, not even close to what this guy's doing. He also has his active skill. So this active skill can be used after receiving 4 or more attacks. Now, this seemed to be in a confusion for some reason. I personally don't see the confusion. Whether or not a dodge counted. So I'm gonna pull up, no, not this one. I'm gonna pull up the Hercule unit, the free-to-play one, the one that most of us, if not everyone, has used and understands, because his passive is written the same way. Exchanges with Majin Buu upon entering next attack turn after receiving damage for 5 times or more in battle. He has to get hit. If he dodges, it doesn't count. So he didn't write receiving damage, but he still wrote receiving. So I imagine that can be a translation difference, but the receiving is still there. So I am pretty confident he does need to receive the damage, receive the attacks. Like, they have to actually connect. So if he dodges, it doesn't count. This is also similar to Jiren too, where he has to receive, I think Jiren's like 5 attacks to get his active skill. So he has to receive 4 more attacks, which I think is going to be fine, because you're not going to be afraid to put him in front of attacks, even though he does greatly raise attack and defense, so he will defend better in turn 2 or 3. He's going to, I think, still be fine turn 1. I mean, not turn 1, in slot 1, because he's getting 200% defense. And then, because it's the beginning of the fight, 40% on top of that. So I think he'll be very fine defensively to where you'll put him in the first slot and it's fine. And he could also dodge a super attack if he gets attacked, if he gets supered before. So it's like, I think he's very, very okay in that first slot. So I think there's a good chance you'll get this active skill, you know, plenty of times. Like if you're going through Super Battle Road, that's what I'm thinking. I'm imagining this guy in Super Battle Road as he's going to be very, very good in it. He'll be fine in longer events. Like there'll be no issue, I imagine, bringing him. This is going to be a unit though that you're going to want to see because you don't really know. Links, we're just looking at Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, Open Flash, GT, Fused, and Fierce. I really would have liked if they had dropped Shocking or Over in a Flash, one of them. Probably Over in a Flash would have been better to drop. If they had dropped either one of them to give them Saiyan Raw, I think that would have been really, really, really good. That would have been much better than having both of these. Or even Kamehameha maybe you could have dropped, because you could argue Big Bang Kamehameha is not the same as regular Kamehameha, so maybe drop that. I don't think he needs all of these, though. I don't think he needs these key links, right? A Fused Fighter I feel like it would be good to keep, because once you take him off like Shadow Dragon Saga, that is going to be a good key link to have a Fused Fighter like in his fusion team. So I think it would have been good to drop one of these 3 links, mainly one of these 2 links, because he doesn't need all that key. He's getting key +4. He's going to auto super regardless. If we had dropped that and got Saiyan Raw, he would have been really, really powerful. That's hold on, I think that's 25%. Super AGL should bring this guy. Saiyan Raw, 25%, and at level 10 it's 25% attack and 10% defense. Oof, that would have been a big boy number to add to him. Oh well. We get Great Ape Power, Fusion, Shadow Dragon Saga, Kamehameha, Final Trump. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be a person that you want to pick on pretty much any of these teams. I don't think you're not gonna pick him on any of them. So is he a must summon unit? Probably not. I want to say no, because he's kind of just a juggernaut, which is not a bad thing, but it's not like a must have. Like, he can do so much. He's just going to be fine by himself, which is not a bad thing, but he won't help anyone. He doesn't really contribute to the team. He's not a team player, and I think that's all what makes him not a must-have unit. Plus, his leader skill. This is going to be a little niche. They're gonna make this, I bet, a must-have unit. They're gonna make him must-have because his leader skill is gonna be really good after the Heroes banner, I bet. But then you have what, Shadow Dragon 150. I mean, you don't really need that. You can get away with the Shenron. Obviously, this Gogeta is way better, like light years ahead, but he's not like, I don't think he's going to be a must-have character. Yeah, so we already talked about this. Then we have Nova Shenron coming out. A little more controversial. This appears to me, it looks like they're coming out together, so I'm imagining he is going to be a side unit, right, where he'll just be on every banner, so definitely not someone you're gonna chase. We're looking at Shadow Dragon key +4 120. It's nice that they gave key +4 instead of key +3, so that is, you know, nice that they did that there. Which does give him some value. A lot of people already have Shadow Dragon Saga key +3 120 from Oceanus. They gave him that extra key to make him just a little bit more valuable. Raises attack for 3 turns, seals, causes immense damage. Okay, he seals. That's pretty powerful. Then we get to his passive, attack and defense 140, really good. He gets the additional attack and defense 40% and gains a high chance, should be 50%, to crit when attacking an extreme class enemy. Okay. Gain an additional key +2, attack and defense 40% if there is a Shadow Dragon category enemy. More niche. That does not happen often in this game. I do think they already released like the banner showing that they're going to come out with a Shadow Dragon type what's it called, Infinite Dragon Ball history for JP. So this is something that will apply there, but like overall this is not going to be something you see a lot. We just don't have a lot of this. This is going to help a lot if you do verse that, but it's not going to be like this massive holy, you know, crap, this is insane type of passive here. Then we have Shadow Dragon category super class defense 40%. So it would have been nice if he did attack and defense. I don't know why they didn't do both, but we have just defense here. 40% is a lot though. So when so I'm thinking of, again, Super Battle Road, no item runs. That's huge, right? I'm keeping him on rotation right now because that is amazing, and that's gonna let my leader, the person in the front, take double-digit damage right there alone. Like that's huge. So that is very, very valuable. I'd even maybe consider running double of him. Like if let's say I didn't have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I'd run maybe double of him so I could have one on each rotation, giving 40% defense. That's very valuable. They did a different version of him compared to the tech one, which I'm going to pull up. So we have Resurrected Warriors and Worthy Rivals. I don't know about Worthy Rivals, but I mean, I guess the category does need help, so no real issue there. He doesn't really work on the team though. But they gave him Revival as a link, so he can at least do something there. They added also Resurrected Warriors, so this should be the one. So he versus Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then I think Goku beats him. Then he becomes like a good guy to help out. So I think that's where Resurrected comes out. He comes like back to life, and he like helps Goku instead, which is also why he's a super class. In comparison to the tech one, pre-ZA, who just came out this year for global, like he's not old. Even for JP, he's, you know, but almost a year. No, a little over a year old. He's not that old, but power creep is real. This guy was Key +3, attack and defense 90%, but he does give Shadow Dragon category allies attack and defense 30% flat. So that is not whether you're extreme or AGI. Like anyone on the Shadow Dragon saga gets attack and defense 30%. So you could even play with either one to kind of see. There's probably times where he might be better than the other one, vice versa, where it might help out the whole team a little bit better. Like if you're doing showcases or something like that, like he would be better compared to the other one because he gives attack, the other one doesn't. Then this is the part that I was kind of getting into where I started thinking, did we miss something? I was looking at JP's EZAs. For some reason I can't go back more than this. So these are the EZAs we had up. Right, we had Kid Buu, who just came out. Kid Buu does come out a bit out of order, right, when we look at all the dates, but he does fit the Majin Buu Saga era that we kind of just ended. Instead of them coming out with an actual LR or new TOR, they came out with the EZA, so I guess. This was October. This was in July. Very large gap in between them and Kid Buu. About, what was that, 3 months almost? So that looks weird, right? But then when you look at the one before them, we have Super Saiyan 3 Broly, the 120 lead, who came out also in July. So we had 2 in July, very, very close to each other. Very, very close to each other. So that, now, they need people to buy stones, right? I mean, that's kind of how the business works. So they're going to need to spread them out. That's 60 stones they gave out for free, basically, just now. So then they have this long gap into Kid Buu. Kind of makes a little sense, right? Before Broly, we had Count Khalifa, which was actually just 1 month prior. And the way I think this should go, I think it would be fair, is in an EZA once a month. I think that's fair. But I can see they are possibly afraid of that because what if they run out? Right? Like they only can plan content out so far in advance because the show isn't really on right now. I mean, unless they start, you know, dipping into the manga of the Mora arc, they don't have a show to go off of, which also means they have to then create their animations from scratch. They can get a general idea from the manga, but they're creating it from scratch because they can't copy the TV show. So now we're at July, June 16th, then July, again in July, and then we have a gap into October. So I'm like wondering, well, what about everyone else? What about all the other mono-type leaders? And that's what I have here. I wrote down all their dates. So I did base this off of JP because Global is completely just shot and out of whack. So Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta come out January 17th, Android 17, April 17th, who EZA'd in August of 2020, a little over 3 years later. So he came out after Vegeta, but EZA'd first. Sure. Then we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Tech one, who came out March 17th. We have Broly, the Tech one, who came out June 30th. Okay, so again, Goku came out first, but then Broly EZA'd a little less than a year. Not a year, a little less than 4 years again, right? They kept it under. Okay, and then so even though Goku came out first, Broly still got it first. So again, focusing on Extreme. Then Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the STR one, came out January, same with Vegeta. Janemba came out April, right after. Now we don't have an EZA for either of them. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, the Fizz one, then Cooler in March, again, first, second, and this is where I'm kind of getting at. So Kid Buu, right, kind of got pushed ahead because my assumption is because it related to the theme of Majin Buu arc, right? So he got his EZA just recently in October for JP. But now we got 1, 2, 3. We only have 2 left in the Extreme side. We have not touched Super side. And this is where I'm thinking, well, if we're gonna start the Super side, I mean, it really can start any day now. They're gonna link it to some kind of celebration though, right? So I'm like, well, could we get Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? Or could we get Super Saiyan 4 Goku? Sure, we could. We could also get the Super Saiyan Gogeta. And this is more of a hunch rather than like pure evidence, but I feel like he is going to be the first super class 120 lead to get his EZA. Now, of course, right, it'd be weird to skip these other people, like to skip the other Super Saiyan 4s. They could just do both of them. They could do both of them. But in line with the Gogeta coming out, it would make sense for them to also pick another Gogeta to come out. And I think they would pick him. It's a hunch, right? There's no proof or evidence, but that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I think we might have missed that there's going to be an EZA that comes out. I do think it might be this Gogeta. Now, it would be nice and probably make more sense if they did Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because if you don't have the LRs and you have them, at least you could use them to put on the team. Also, if their EZA comes out first compared to this Gogeta, you could at least argue to use one of them over the LRs, but I think that would be a problem. They wouldn't want to make the TUR better than the LR, because then, well, what's the point, right? So I don't think they'll do that. I think they're gonna come out with the Super Saiyan 4s when they know how to do it properly, because they need to make them very good, but not better than the LRs. And I think that's gonna take time for them to figure out. They could go balls to the wall with Super Saiyan Gogeta. They don't have to think at all. They don't have to hold back. They could make him 150 flat, attack and defense, super effective against all types. Lowers attack and defense. They could just go all out for this guy. And give him... That's what they could do. They would give him probably 150 flat, attack and defense, super effective against all types, and they can give him a nuking passive. They can give him 7%, I don't know, 7%, 10% per tech, not tech, per keys for obtained, or per rainbow, probably per rainbow, right, to make it a little not too crazy. I think this is the guy that gets an easy A. With Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta next month for JP. Who knows? Completely random. I'm guessing, and I could be wrong. It could be no one. But they have not touched Super yet, which means they need to. They're going to do, what, another Extreme? Then they have, what, one left? Then they're going to do all the Supers in a row? I don't think that would work. I think they want to keep it somewhat balanced, and right now it's a little unbalanced, leaning too much towards the Extreme side. We need a Super 120 lead. The Super Saiyan 4s, while, yes, they connect to the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I don't think they know how to handle them yet without erasing the Super Saiyan 4's LRs. So I think they need more time to figure them out, to do them properly. I think they can go crazy with this guy, and that's my opinion. Let me know what you think down below. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with this. I think we might have missed something overall. I think we do have an easy A gonna come up. We just don't know who it's gonna be. My money is gonna be on Gogeta here. Let me know what you think though. Like, sub, all the cool stuff. See you guys on the next one. Peace.